Alright, so this is the start. I've already begun to empty stuff out of the room, and yeah, this is what I've done so far. So I'm going to remove everything so Carl can paint the wall. The walls are a bit brownish greyish colour, and I don't like it because it gives a dark shadow, as you can see. And a lot of you have complained about in the room being dark sometimes, like in the corner up there, and you can get like little dark areas. So I want to remove that, so I'm going to be painting it all white and do a complete, well, I said I'm going to be painting it, Carl's going to be painting it. I will be pointing and saying you've missed a spot. And yeah, so this is what it stands at the moment. So I'm taking everything out so that he can have enough clear area to do. As you can see, all my fabrics here is like an absolute mess. And yeah, just be able to tidy up, make it look a bit more professional. So this is what it looks now. I must admit, I have been working in a complete chaos. Since we moved, I haven't really done anything other than just dump everything where they are and not tidy up. All right. Okay, so it is the 10th of March and my husband has just started on painting. And guys, look how organized he is. Everything is covered up nicely. So much more different than when I did the kitchen. So it looks pretty good and tidy so far. My dearest husband, would you like to say anything?
Yes, I hope you appreciate all the work in your sewing room, baby.
Baby, I appreciate every single thing you do for me. Thank you very much. I will not complain, I promise.
That's good.
Okay. All right, so I will check back in on you in half an hour to see your progress.
Yeah, you go and dance to the music, baby.
Baby, you've frozen it on the wall. It's not dead, you know. It's pretending. It's moving! It's moving!
Stop screaming!
Oh my god! Oh my god!
Stop screaming!
Where is it? Baby, did you get it?
No!
Where'd it go? Where are you? I'm not seeing you.
Where are you in the bed?
What? You missed it? It's under the bed, I can see it.
Under the friggin' bed.
It's going on my side. Ah! It's on the other side. You're gonna go around. You're gonna go around. Did you see it? Did you get it?
You did?
Are you sure?
Yes, dear.
Oh my God. Did that sleep in the bedroom all night? Oh, my God. What if you weren't home?
You wouldn't go in the bedroom.
Are you checking to see if there's any more?
There's no more, babe.
How do you know?
For God's sake.
Oh my gosh. Now I'm going to be stressing if there's any more anywhere. You're not saying anything. Did you see another one?
No.
Did it come from the window?
Probably.
How? There is a net on the window. My heart's beating so fast.
Now the neighbours think I'm murdering you.
They know very well you're not murdering me.
Screaming and carrying on.
Baby, did you not see the size of that thing? Oh my Lord, I'm feeling very unsafe at the moment. I'm looking around now for any more. I hope it didn't have any babies or anything like that. You're not saying anything.
What do you want me to say?
You're very quiet. What are you doing?
Just tidying up. It's dead. Do you want to see the body?
No. Oh my gosh. This has been very stressful. Extremely stressful.
Tell me about it.
I wasn't filming you now.
You done with your screaming now?
Indeed I am. Well, not really now.
Carrying on at the spiders? Screaming?
You're making fun of me, baby. You're making fun of me. Wow, thank you very much. You see the sympathy here.
Yeah, sympathy.
Hi guys, so the room is completed now. I hope you like it. Well, I like it. It's a lot more organized and tidy, I should say. So my sewing room leads on from, I should say the lower lounge where I'm standing in now, leads into the sewing room. So you'll probably see this room when I showing the quilts off on the sofa. So that's the sofa behind me there. All right, but from there leads on to the sewing room. So I'm going to take you in now and you'll see what it looks like. Here we go. All right, so it's ready now. So this is my completed room. So I'll take you around, give you a little scan so you see what it looks like. Everything's packed in really nicely. I'm going to try and move slowly so that the camera keeps up with the light in the room. Very happy with it. It's turned out really beautifully. He's done a really good job painting and decorating it for me. He's done a really excellent job. Really happy with the outcome. So I'll close the door. All right, so let me take you through. So as you can see, the table that he varnished for me. So this is just some wood that we went to Bunnings, which is a place where you go and get all your stuff for building materials at your home. And we put it on top. This is shelving unit that we've clipped together so that it gives me the nice height that I want. And yeah, so we just put a piece of wood on top, sanded it down and varnished it. So that looks really good. My quilter's choice usually lives here when I am quilting. If not, then it stays on the shelf underneath there. As you can see, that's where the batting is stored also. On top, we added some shelves so that everything fits nice and tidy. I've added some quilts at the top. I've got quite a lot of quilts upstairs, so I thought I'd bring some down into the room. Beautiful big window so the light comes in. No more dark corners. Everything has lit up really nicely. So in this cabinet here, I keep all of my threads and things that I can sort of reach quite easily in there. So that's handy. Again, in this little shelving unit, little things I keep handy. So blades, things to clean the sewing machine, a mirror of course to check myself before I go on camera for filming. On this wall, it's just decorative features. So this particular bag here I got when I did some shopping. The reason why I've kept it is because there's a quilting pattern on it. When I was given the bag, I was like, oh, it's a bag with quilting patterns. And I thought, this is really nice. I'm going to have to make this one day. So I kept it there as reference. This is my little plaque for sewing, which is really nice. It says, in my sewing room, thou shalt not ask when it will be finished. Cut anything with my fabric scissors. Request that I hem your pants, which my son tends to do, like he hasn't taken note of this notice here. Speak to me when I have a seam ripper in my hand because I am frankly annoyed that I have to unpick. Tell me I have too much fabric, which my husband never does. Smart man. Push buttons on my sewing machine. Nobody does that. Bring me your clothes to iron. My husband does that, but you know, I love him, so yeah, he can get away with that. Pull and loose threads. Wonder aloud, why am I still in my pajamas? Yeah, that one is to me, I do say that to myself sometimes. And come looking for food, which my husband does all the time. This I absolutely love. I know it looks a bit untidy, but I love having all my little scissors there so I can get them when I need, as well as all of my heat erasable pens. It says home, but I do love it. It's obviously built for keys and letters, but I use it for something completely different. The threads I keep here is the threads I will most likely plan to do my quilts. And yeah, send your little scissors and hang there. I like things open so that it's easy to reach. So pin cushions, but this one I store needles on, and this one is for pins. This is just an Easter decorative feature. Again, I just use these things for inspiration, for pattern ideas basically. This is what I made when I was teaching. I used this just to store fabrics, but at the time it was something just to use to go around the students. So I had like little supplies in there when I was teaching. So it was easier to have, you know, scissors, threads, needles, whatever, you know, pens, markers to assist the students, pins, etc. Yep, so just little gifts and stuff that was given to me before I left the UK. This was from two of my students, Chloe and Sophie. And they say, thank you, ma'am. Thank you so much for those past 2 years. You have been such an amazing, lovely, one-of-a-kind teacher and person. I will miss you very much. Hundreds of funny, beautiful memories we will remember. I cannot thank you enough. We will miss you. We will all miss you. Little notice board to keep me on track of the things I have to do each week, and a little decorative feature on top. I made that myself actually. And behind the door, this is actually made from scraps. And there again, this I made when I was teaching the students, so that they wanted to make something for Christmas. So this was a little Christmas idea I did with them. This again is something I did for practicing. Again, I keep needles on there. I mean, there's no one else in my room, so it's okay. I have no children here to get hurt. This beautiful quilt on the wall is so inspiring. I absolutely love it. I think it's my favorite scrap quilt, definitely. Just colors are just so magical, isn't it? Every different piece of fabric, plus the way in which it's just so beautiful. It's undescribable, to be honest. All the different shapes really makes it. I love it, love it, love it, love it. It's a quilt as you go, so it's called a scrappy quilt as you go if you have not seen the making of this quilt. And again, coming back to my table, which I absolutely love. This wood is actually bigger than the table. Hopefully you can see that there. So I wanted that extra little lip there and on the other side as well, so that the quilt can hang over. Plus it gives me more surface space to lay out my blocks. Right, so if I turn around, you can see the shelves. So in this particular area here, I was considering putting an ironing board, but I thought I'll just leave my camera equipment there, which is fine. I don't own an ironing board at this point in time, to be honest. I haven't owned one in years. So I usually just use my pressing mats for iron. And the only time I really iron is when we need to go out for something, or most clothes are just washed and hang. And I'll iron my husband's shirts, but I'll use a pressing mat for that. You know this quilt on the wall here already. You just saw me did that about a few days ago, a week and a half ago if possible. Create the sign. I bought that in Spotlight. And I had all intentions of spray painting it white, but because the wall is now white, I just thought it will stay that particular color, because if you notice, all of the wood in the room is sort of a brownish color, so I decided was to leave it like that. Map of Australia. This is the map we've owned since we were in the UK, and this is the map we planned to travel around Australia with, so it bears a lot of memory. It always been in my sewing room. Even in England, it was always stored in the sewing room, so I put it back in its rightful place. But yeah, so we're going to use this map again to do our second trip, which we're planning roughly around October. Some more decorative feature on the wall, and at the top there I have some rulers. This tray I absolutely love. It is actually, I can't remember what I bought it in Aldi or Lidl. I can't remember what it's for. I think it's for letters, but I store or rack it with my rulers there, which is good. But these are the rulers I don't necessarily use on a regular basis, so they're just stacked there. And all the other items on top here is just for bag making or crafting, I should say. Remember this? I told you about this with my son, as well as the book he gave me for Christmas. That is knitting. I still can't get over that one. When we bought the shelf, I wanted these particular hooks or shelving supporters here because I didn't want anything else that would not allow me to be able to use hooks. So then again, as I said before, I love having my tools open, so it's easier to reach them, because obviously I'm quilting from this side, isn't it? So getting the scissors, rotary cutters is a lot more easier to reach, turn around and use on the table, because this is really the focus of the room, the table here. Everything happens on the table. So another shelf, and again, so I decided was to store some quilts up there, which is fine. Initially, the idea was to have one long shelving unit, but I thought it would look more pleasing to have it in the way that I have asked him to build them for me. And again, going back to these units here, which I think works so well, because I'm hanging my rulers here, and these are really the rulers I use on a regular basis, so they're out so I can just reach. Again, works for me. So in this corner here now is where I store my fabrics. Again, the room looks so much more tidier with the fabrics hidden away. Of course, these ones are beautiful, so they're on show, and they allow me to see which one I want to use for backing. These are mainly backing here, or sometimes I cut them up to make a quilt pattern. So fat quarters there. This is yardage again. That's probably 1 yard, 2 yards, not enough to be folded like that. And in here now, I've organized all of my scraps. So in this particular box, I have all my square pieces of scraps in this one here. So just squares, rectangles is stored in here. I separated all of them, which makes life so much easier. So that's what's in this one. In this one here, I've put all of my strips. So anything that strips is in this one. So it's a lot more easier to pull. So if I want to make something scrappy from strips, I know exactly where to go. A lot more easier. Makes sense. I guess I can actually see what's what and pull it quite easily. In this one here is the bigger pieces of scraps. So remember I said to you, I'm trying to get through my scraps. So yeah, the bigger pieces is in this. So like leftover bits of backing, you know, or pieces of fabric like this one here. So I've just stored all of those there. This one again is just more yardage that I haven't really touched in a long time. I recently used, I think, the blue one for backing, but yeah. And in this one here, these are all unfinished quilts. So these are quilts to quilts. So I have 1, 2, 3 quilts. I really must, and this is just Christmas fabric. I probably shouldn't keep this here. Really must get those completed. I think I will do that this week, to be honest. And in here, I just store all of my camera equipment. So anything to do with recording is kept in here, which is, again, a lot more easier. But this unit is beautiful. Love it. Love it, love it, love it. A little bit of decorative feature there. I'm a girl and into today, we like pretty things. And this is where the secondary magic happens. The first magic happens on this table and the secondary ones happens here. So this is where I sit and my beautiful view outside of my neighbors across and the birds and everything else that happens with wildlife here. So yeah, this is really nice and peaceful, quiet. As you can see, there's no one around. So yeah, so that's another area where somebody lives all the way up there. That's Sue and Rob, a really nice elderly couple. Okay, all right, so my stool is right there, so I bring that out when I'm ready to sit. I considered having a swivel chair, but I decided not to because I don't like with swivel chairs how the legs stick out, and I think you always tend to trip over them. Obviously, a really big screen for editing and watching TV while I work, and of course my mat, project currently working with. Everything else that I need is literally at hand's reach. So that's it basically. That is literally my sewing space. Very happy with it. It looks really organized and clean and tidy. Underneath, again, more scraps is in there, but they're more like bulky ones. So when I say bulky, so lots of leftover batting really is in there. I store more mats, which I tend to use. My iron is kept there. My books, reference I need to make, and batting is there. I store my phone as well as my remote underneath there as well. So really ideal, to be honest. Really, really ideal the way how everything is. The shelves, Carl actually measured me so that when I am underneath, I wouldn't hit my head. So really, when I stand, I'm literally underneath the shelves, so I wouldn't hit my head at all. So it's higher than me. I'm not that tall. Even my son says to me, "Mom, why are you so short?" But yeah. In this cupboard here, this is actually on YouTube. Again, I told you this is scraps, and it really is made from scraps. And yeah, I have never used it. So I was obviously unpacking, and I thought, let me put it out because it's so creased. I thought, since I've made it, it's been folded. So that's like 3-4 years ago. And again, more scraps. When I say I have lots of scraps, I have lots of scraps. So I may probably just toss these at some point, to be honest. It's just storage area for sewing here, sewing machines. So yeah, which is not being used. I got another sewing machine in the garage, which is in perfect condition. And in here, just sewing boxes with, again, sewing items in it. The basket, I love that basket actually. It's a lovely picnic basket there, but yeah. So that's it, guys. This is my completed sewing room. I'll give you a nice little pan around yet again so that you see what it looks like. But I am totally in love with it. I must admit, it smells really fresh and clean. You can smell the paint in it still. And yeah, it's really exciting to have it looking so clean, tidy, everything in its place. And I think I'll be fine in here, to be honest. It's bright and yeah, just really happy with the process. He did an excellent job for me, so I'm pleased with it. No complaints. No complaints at all. Love my view, as my husband's vehicle there. Yeah, so really, really happy with the outcome. So very spacious for me. At the end of the day, it's just me alone that walks around here. And I love having the table here for quilting, because then I can still look outside as I quilt, and I can still watch the telly, something to keep my eyes busy, you know. Yeah, guys, so let me know what you think of the room, how it was designed. I think it works for me with having the things out, because as I said, I love to be able to reach them without having to go into a drawer. Because I'm always working on the presence of speed and timing. I don't like anything sort of taking my time away from me. So, okay. Well, with that being said, guys, let me know what you think of the room. Did I use the space wisely? Would you consider doing yours something like this? I just caught an eye on this here. Look at this. This is what I have to be studying sometimes. Aussie slang dictionary. My husband bought me that. So that I know exactly, when I hear Australians speak, I know exactly what I'm referring to. I needed that for work actually. That helped me a lot when I was working. Yeah, so there you go. All right then. Well, bye for now. Happy quilting, and I will definitely see you next week. Oh, well, I say next week, I mean in a couple of days time, because I post 3 times a week. So I hope you enjoyed. Bye, guys. Love you loads.